Hello aspirants, welcome back to our channel for Tech Online. Hope you all are doing good. So today will be our class 7 for the important questions for entrance examination for PG admission in food technology subject. So yes, if you have not watched our previous videos, that is from class 1 to class 6, to watch that videos. You'll get the link, all those link in the description box. So let us proceed now. Question number 1. Which bean is used for extraction of gum? So options are cluster bean, Hassan bean, French bean or broad bean. So the bean which is used for the extraction of gum is option number A, that is cluster bean. So another name for cluster bean is guar bean. And we know that it is primarily cultivated for its seeds. These are cultivated for its seeds. So which are processed to extract the guar gums. Guar gums. And we know that these guar gums, it is a natural thickening agent as well as a stabilizers which are commonly used in food industries, in pharmaceutical industries, cosmetics and other various industrial application. So over here my correct option is option number A, that is cluster bean. Question number 2. Calcium chloride can be used as, so options are firming agent, firing agent, foaming agent or antiseptic agent. So this calcium chloride, it can be used as a firming agent. That is my correct option is B. So it helps to strengthen and stabilize the structure of certain foods, particularly in the production of canned fruits or vegetables, in we can say in tofus or in the pickles. So over here my correct option is option number B, that is firming agent. Question 3. Canning also sometimes called as, so options are sterilization, pasteurization, appertization or cold sterilization. So canning is sometimes also known as appertization. That is correct option is C. And this term, it is originated from the French inventor, that is who is Nicolas Appert. Nicolas Appert, so who developed the process of sealing the food in a glass jar and heating them to kill the bacteria which is present in them. Thus, it will preserve the food and hence it will help to increase its shelf life. So over here my correct option is C, that is appertization. Question number 4. The ribbon blender makes solids by, so options are sedimentation, electrical shuffling, mechanical shuffling or centrifugation. So the ribbon blender makes solids by the mechanical shuffling method. So option number C is my correct option. Since it will employ a double helical ribbon agitator that will rotate in a U-shaped row. So this motion, it can cause the material which is present inside in a convective pattern and it will promote the mixing process. Since in the sedimentation and in centrifugation method, we know that it employs a separation. So this sedimentation and this separation method, it will employ a separation process. So this will employ a separation process rather than the mixing process. And in the electrical shuffling method, so it's not a recognized method for mixing solid in a ribbon blender. So over here my correct option will be option number C, that is mechanical shuffling method. Question number 5. The TSS of tomato ketchup, it should not be less than, so options are 0.25, 0.35, 0.39 or 0.4. So over here my correct option will be option number B, that is 0.35. Actually this TSS, it stands for total soluble solids. And it is an important parameter for determining the quality, we can say, as well as consistency of the tomato ketchup. So the approximate minimum TSS level for the tomato ketchup, it is typically 0.35. So over here my correct option is option number B. Question number 6. Oil content, that is whole mass basis in rice bran, ranges between. So the oil content in rice bran, it typically ranges between 12-17% to 22%. That is my correct option is option number B. So on a whole mass basis, so the correct answer will be option number B, that is 17% to 22%. Question number 7. Parboiling is a dash treatment, hydrothermal, physical, chemical or thermal. So the correct option is number A. That is parboiling is a hydrothermal treatment. Actually, it involves the partially boiling of the rice grains in the water before they are being processed further. So this process actually it helps to gelatinize the starch. So it helps to gelatinize the starches which is present in the rice, and thus it will improve its nutritional profile, its texture and its cooking properties, we can say. So over here my correct option is A. Question number 8. Oleic acid can be transferred into its transform upon, options are hydrogenation, cooling, solidification and number D is heating. So over here the oleic acid which can be transformed into its form upon the process of hydrogenation. That is my correct option is option number A. We know that in hydrogenation process what happens, the hydrogen gas it is added to the unsaturated fat chain. So for example the oleic acid, so under high pressure high temperature conditions it leads to the conversion of the double bond form into a cis or a trans configuration. So over here my correct option is A, that is hydrogenation. Question number 9. Stokes' law is used to find out the following of a particle moving through a fluid. So options are drag coefficient, terminal velocity, friction coefficient or settling velocity. So actually Stokes' law it is used to find out the settling velocity of a particle moving through a fluid. So correct option is option number D. So it describes actually the relationship between the velocity of a we can say a small spherical particle which settles under the force of gravity through a viscous fluid. So over here my correct option is D, that is settling velocity. Question number 10. The removal of water from a food material by sublimation from a frozen state to the vapor state is known as, so options are cryogenic freezing, freeze concentration, freeze drying or heat pump drying. Okay, so over here my correct option is C, that is freeze drying. Actually this process it involves the food material that is subjected to its low pressure. So there is a low pressure which allows the frozen water to sublimate directly to its vapor phase, which leaves behind the dried product of the food particles of the food. So over here my correct option is C, that is freeze drying. Question number 11. The product derived out of milk after removal of cream is known as buttermilk, whey, skimmed milk and curd. So over here my correct option is C, that is skimmed milk. So we know that the skim milk, these are the type of milk in which from which almost all the fat content, all the fat or cream has been removed. Okay, so which results in the low fat content compared to other whole milk. So over here my correct option is C. Question number 12. In thermal processing of food destruction of microorganism, it is governed by an equation having the following order. So options are 0, first, second or third. So in thermal processing of food, the destruction of microorganism, it is governed by the first order reaction of kinetics. That is option number B is my correct option. First order reaction of kinetics. of kinetics. So actually this means that the rate of microbial destruction, it is directly proportional to the number of microorganisms which is present in the food product. So over here correct option is my B. Question number 13. The specific gravity of milk will increase with the, so options are removal of cream and water, addition of cream, addition of water, or removal of water. So this is a good question. So actually the specific gravity of milk, it measures its density compared to water. So we know that cream, it has lower density than water, and removing cream from the milk, what will happen? It would decrease its specific gravity. Now we know that water has a specific gravity of 1, and so if we add water to the milk, what will it do? It will dilute it, hence it will decrease its specific gravity. While removing water, what will happen? It would increase the concentration of the solid, hence increase the specific gravity. Now uh, therefore we can say that the specific gravity of milk, it will increase with addition of the cream, that is it will increase with the addition of cream or with the removal of water. So hence over here my correct option will be option number B as well as option number D, that will the specific gravity of milk will increase with the addition of the cream or with the removal of the water. Next. Question number 14. Separation of dissolved solids from the application of pressure is, options are filtration, vacuum filtration, membrane separation, or pressing. So over here my correct option is C, that is membrane separation. So in membrane separation, actually this technique, it involves the usage of semi permeable membrane. Now what is semi-permeable membrane? Actually semi-permeable membrane, the membrane that will allow certain components to pass through it, while it will retain actually certain components to pass through it. So it can be based on its size, charges, or other properties. So it's different from the simple filtration. In simple filtration what happens? It will involve the use of porous medium to separate solid particles from a liquid by trapping the solid while allowing the liquid to pass through it. And in vacuum filtration what happens? It will utilize a vacuum to facilitate the filtration process. And in the pressure technique what happens? In the pressure technique, it usually refers to the application of pressure to the solids to extract the liquid, and we know that this isn't this specifically about separating dissolved solids from a solution. Therefore over here my correct option is option number C, that is membrane separation. Question number 15. COP is always dash unity in vapor compression refrigerators, less than, equal to, more than, or none of the above. So in vapor compression refrigerators, the COP, so COP actually it stands for coefficient of performance. So this coefficient of performance, it basically represents the efficiency of the refrigeration cycle. Now this COP actually it is defined as the ratio of the heat removed from the refrigerated space to the work input required to remove the heat. Now in the case we can say for the ideal vapor pressure compression refrigeration cycle, this COP can be theoretically greater than 1. So this indicates that more the heat is removed from the refrigerated space than the amount of work input required to achieve it, it will represent an efficiently cooling process. So therefore over here my correct option should be option number C, that is more than So the correct option is option number C. Question number 16. So hammer mill works on the principle of options are centrifugal, impact, abrasive or gravitational. So a hammer mill, it operates based on the principle of impact. So correct option is my B. So in hammer mill what happens? A high speed rotor with hammer or blunt knives, what will happen? It will impact on the feed material. So this is my feed material and a hammer, it has been impacted on it. So this will result it into the small pieces. Okay. So this impact force is primary mechanism of size reduction. So it is a primary mechanism of size reduction. So size reduction with the hammer mill. While in the case of centrifugal, abrasive or gravitational force, what will happen? It may play the secondary roles in certain aspects of milling process. But over here, the primary principle of driving the operation of the hammer mill is the impact. So correct option is my B. Question number 17. So dash is a mechanical separation method. So options are distillation, evaporation, centrifugal separation or crystallization. So over here my correct option is option number C, that is centrifugal separation. So in centrifugal separation it is a mechanical separation method, and in centrifugal separation the particles, these are separated from a fluid or a mixture based on their density difference. So correct option is C, and the particles or the mixtures, these are separated based on the density difference. Okay, these are separated based on their density differences and under the influence of the centrifugal force generated by the spinning mixtures at the high speeds. So this methods, these are widely used in various industries for separating solid particles from the liquids or separating components which are different in their densities from the mixture. So correct option over here is my C, that is centrifugal separation. Next, question number 18. Water activity for ice at 0 degrees Celsius is 0, 0.5, 0.75 or 1. So we know what is water activity. So water activity, actually it is a measure of free water content in a substance which ranges from 0 to 1. So water activity of it ranges from 0 to 1. Now at equilibrium condition, the water activity of pure ice, it is considered to be 1. So my correct option is 1. Now it indicates that it has a maximum water content. Therefore correct option is my option number D. Question number 19. In spray dryer, particles are separated by, so options are cyclone, hydrocyclone, centrifuge or none. So in spray dryer, particles are separated by cyclone separator. Now what happens in cyclone separator? Actually it takes the advantage of centrifugal force. So this takes the advantage of the centrifugal force. Now the centrifugal force, these are generated at high velocity air streams to separate the particles from the air streams. Now we know the heavier particles are thrown outwards and these are collected at the bottom of the cyclone, while the air exists at the top of the cyclone separator. So over here correct option is my A, that is cyclone separator. Question number 20. The rate of respiration of paddy increases with the increase in moisture content, volumes, mass or place of storage. So the rate of respiration of paddy, it increases with its increase in its moisture content. So correct option is my A. And we know that this respiration, it is a metabolic process. Metabolic process. So in this process, what happens, the organism, it releases out its organic molecules typically, and consumes oxygen and releases out its carbon dioxide. Now in case of this stored paddy grains, what happens, the higher the amount of the moisture content, which will lead to the increased respiration rates for the microorganisms, because it has got its favorable condition for the microbial activity, for the growth of the microorganisms. Now the increased respiration can lead to the heating of, or we can say, the spoilage of the grains. Thus we can say it leads to the loss of quality of the grains at its storage condition. Therefore it is essential to maintain the moisture content of the stored grains within an acceptable limits, to minimize the respiration rate as well as to preserve the quality of the paddy grains. So over here correct option is my A, that is moisture content. Question number 21. Fats are insoluble in, options are solvents, separation, preservatives, enzymes and water. So over here my correct option is D, that is water. So fats are insoluble in water, and we know fats, these are hydrophobic in nature. Fats are hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic means water repelling. So it is a water repelling molecule. That means they do not mix with water due to the difference in their molecular structure. So over here correct option is my D, that is water. Question number 22. The angle of repose of food grain is in the range of 10 to 20 degree, 25 to 35 degree, 50 to 70 degree, or above 75 degree. So we know the angle of repose, it is the steepest angle at which the pile of the unconsolidated material, it remains stable without sliding off. Now for the food grains, the angle of repose typically it falls between the range of 25 to 35 degree. Now this range, it can vary depending on the factors such as the types of grain, type of grain, or the moisture content present in the grain, which is present in the grain, and even we can say the size of the grain. Size. So over here my approximate answer, it would range between 25 to 35 degree. Question number 23. The thermal properties of food grains are, so options are specific heat, thermal conductivity, both or none. So the thermal properties of food grains includes both, that is specific heat as well as the thermal conductivity. Now what is specific heat? So specific heat, it refers to the amount of heat which is required to raise the temperature by a unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. That means we can say that it is important property for understanding how the food grain has responded to the change in the temperature during the cooking or the processing time. Now whereas the thermal conductivity, it measures how well a material conducts heat. It determines how quickly heat can move through a substance. Understand the thermal conductivity of food grains, which is essential for designing and optimizing the process, such as in the drying, in cooking, or in the thermal processing. So that's why the thermal properties of food grains, it depends on both, that is its specific heat as well as its thermal conductivity. Question number 24. Size reduction increases the surface area, particle size reduces particle size, and increase the volume. So size reduction increases the surface area of the particle. So correct option is option number A. Now when a particle, so this is a particle and the size has been reduced, so the surface area has been increased. Now, when a particle is reduced, what happens? The total surface area of the particle, it increases because there are more small particles with exposed surfaces. So the increased surface area can beneficial in the we can say processes such as in the dissolution process, or in extraction, or in the reaction kinetics. So where the higher surface area, it allows more efficient interaction of the particles with the other substances. So over here my correct option is A, that is surface area. Next, question number 25. This is the heat required to raise the temperature of the grain by 1 degree Celsius. Okay, options are specific heat, thermal conductivity, thermal diffusivity, or none. So just now I have discussed this question's definition, so I want you all to comment me down the correct option for this question. Next question. So with this we have completed few important questions for the entrance examination for PG admission in the food technology colleges. So if you want to practice more further questions like this, then you can install our app, that is Food Tech Online. Link is in the description box for you all. Over here you can practice for other food related examinations also, like FSSAI gate, CFSO, state food safety officers, and other. And if you have liked our video, you can share with your friends, hit the like button, and you can subscribe our channel for more further updates. So till then, enjoy learning and thank you.